back into the garage and may have had a little bit of a unsettling turn number 1 for Casey.
We talked about wheel hop. I want you to listen really close. I'm not good at sound effects, but you'll hear this sound. Listen. Right there. That is wheel hop. That's the rear tires literally bouncing up and down on the racetrack. So as he started to enter the corner, he had a little bit of wheel hop. Well, now you have to take brake out of it. If you continue to press the brake pedal down at the same rate, it's going to wheel hop worse. So you have to take brake pedal out of it. You have to sometimes maybe push the clutch in or even touch the throttle. Well, now the problem is you were braking for a reason. There's a corner right there you're trying to make. So when you do wheel hop it, you overshoot the corner almost every time. There's no way to wheel hop it and not overshoot the corner. So you saw Casey, he didn't wreck, didn't spin, just had that little bit of wheel hop. But to keep it from spinning out, he had to take his foot off the brake and go further into the corner than he really wanted.
Watkins is coming up the S's, Marty.
Making another qualifying run, Rick. This is the second one of the day, but it's kind of cool when he comes into the garage area. He actually has a notepad the team has made up for him. It has several sheets that have the track map on it, and Matt will actually write notes on that track map. You see him here writing notes on that. That is old school, Jeff Burton. I think you did that back in the day, didn't you? But that is his way of communicating with Jason Ratcliffe to say, hey, here are exactly what's going on in this corner, and he writes it down on the track map where the problem is so that Jason can know exactly what's going on with the race car.
Well, Artie, I'm not that old, but I think that it's a great way for the driver to remember everything that he needs to remember. There's more corners here. Remember, every corner has an entry, middle, and exit. So as soon as you come off the racetrack, you write those things down. Now the crew chief and the engineers have something to go back and look at. Because you can't go back to me and say, hey, run 8 on the 8th run of the day. Did it get tight in the 3? You don't remember. You do not remember. So you got to write it down. The crew chief can look at it. And then when you write it down also, sometimes you tend to write more than you talk. And then when you sit down with the crew chief tonight, and this happened 2 hours ago, you can pull that sheet of paper out and remember that run. But without those notes, you just can't remember what happened in that run.
Matt Chezz is currently 5th quickest. The guy fastest right now is standing by with Parker.
Got AJ Allmendinger here, P1 right now. After you've changed an oil line, you thought the engine blew up, and then you went to first. How'd that happen?
There's a lot of smoke there, so luckily it was just the oil line. I was able to shut the motor off quick enough that it didn't hurt anything. So, it's a tough day for us. It was. We spent all day trying to get the car at least close to something that feels good. This repave with this tire is challenging for sure. We tested for 2 days. I still don't have a real good feel of it, but my guys busted their butts to get this Kroger Kingsford Chevy at least raceable. That was a pretty good Q lap that I ran right there. It's going to be a strange race. It's going to be strategy, least amount of mistakes. It's really easy to make a mistake because it's so slick, but we're at least in the ball game now. We'll go do our homework tonight and see what we got.
And you mentioned the test. You and I talked after that test, and you didn't feel like you guys were as strong as you wanted to be. Also, you mentioned this tire. How do you think this tire is going to react compared to scuffs, to stickers, that sort of thing? What's your strategy for qualifying?
I don't know if we're going to see stickers except at the start of the race, the way these tires wear. So it's interesting. A lot of strategy is always important in this race when the yellows fall, but it's really going to be interesting about whether you even take tires. Do you just take one set of tires during the race? Do the tires fall off as the run goes on enough that maybe you do have to start taking tires? It'll be interesting. Like I said, I don't feel real comfortable right now around here. It looks the same. It drives different, similar to the tire. There's a lot of new things about this place. So, like I said, we're close enough now. We can race from there at least, and we'll wait and see.
A lot of unanswered questions for AJ Allmendinger right now, Rick.
But at least he was smiling. I mean, the last few times we've seen AJ Allmendinger, he's been frustrated. But at least he's smiling.
And he said something there that I think is absolute key for the weekend. He talked about mistakes. We know strategy is going to be important. Everyone in Watkins Glen knows strategy is going to be important, which is going to make it even more difficult to have a unique strategy. But mistakes, speeding on pit road, and you heard one of the strongest road course competitors talk about how easy it is to make a mistake on the racetrack with this package, this combination of new asphalt and the Goodyear tires. So, if you make a mistake, it can kill your strategy. If you go off course, it's going to be very hard to overcome those laps because you just can't come get new tires and drive back to the front. Any time you give up is gone forever. So I think that is going to be something we're going to have to watch for on Sunday.
Final practice, under 30 seconds to go for NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. AJ Allmendinger going out there late because of an oil line that had come loose. Is first as far as speed. The guy who's third just parked right next to him.
Yeah, that's a, I don't think that we would have expected Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to be third fastest in practice here, but, he did come here and he did the tire test at the racetrack, and right now he's third. His best finish here was 18th.
Right.
So they've got to be feeling really good about that.
The red and black flags being displayed. You mentioned the tire test. 7 of the top 8 did the tire test. The only one that's in the top 8 that wasn't here for the tire test was Matt Kenseth, who was 5th quickest.
Now they have to go sleep on it. That's all their practice right now. They got to figure out a way to overnight
The drivers and the crew chiefs. I mean, this is a situation where the next time they're on the track will be qualifying.
And look at times here. We see Jeff Gordon in 9th, Michael McDowell 7th. Jeff Gordon's got to be really, they've got to feel really good for Jeff Gordon. Remember, he's won a bunch of races here.
Yeah, it seems like he's found some comfort in that car. Tony Stewart, another driver that's won a bunch here, Rick in 15.
Tony's won 8 times, Jeff 9. 17 wins between the two. Jimmy Johnson, on the other hand, 22nd quickest. Go back through the field, 40-car field. But Boyer, 33rd, has won the road course before. Boris said. Alex Kennedy and Josh Wise rounding out the top 40. Coming up next on NBCSN will be Xfinity Series qualifying. We're about to set the field for that series. They'll race on Saturday on CNBC. Stay with us.